So, you are thinking about coming to Japan. I'm here to tell you that it's definitely possible.
お乗り間違えなさいませんようお忘れください。
Hey, welcome to my channel. My name's Hanya. Here, I talk about Japan and all things Japan related. So you want to come to Japan? I think that's great. There's lots of ways that you can do it and plenty of information available online. I've been living here for about 10 years now. I studied here, went to university here, graduated, and now I'm working here. So I spent quite a lot of time here. I try to give you information through research, studying, and personal experiences that I've obtained through close to 10 years of staying in Japan. Many people think that traveling and staying in a foreign country might be out of their reach, but I'm here to tell you that this is not the case. In today's world, there are plenty of ways to actually travel and stay in a foreign country. The easiest would probably be through simply visiting. If you have money, and especially coming from a country like the US, for example, you have a big advantage since you can stay in Japan for about 3 months without a visa. Also, the current exchange rate from the dollar to the yen is quite favorable to the dollar. Another great way to go is simply by studying. If you are interested in studying in a university in Japan, foreign exchange programs are pretty common here, especially if you want to get into a master's degree or a PhD program. I personally have friends from the Philippines who transferred universities here to get a master's degree, so it's definitely doable. Another really popular way to stay in Japan without knowing any Japanese whatsoever is to enter a language school. Japanese language schools aren't very popular, but they can vary wildly between the places of where you go, depending on how they teach you, the focus on the kanji, who's studying there, how much does it cost, how much does your daily life cost, can you get a part-time job, where can you get a part-time job. All of these things are important to consider. However, if you do enter a language school, a lot of them offer programs with different lengths of studying. So for example, if you only want to study or can afford to study for only half a year, a lot of language schools will provide that. The most common one is probably studying for 2 years, after which you either have to find some sort of visa sponsorship or go back home. A lot of people, they enter what's called a senmon gakko after that, which is a specialized school to study so they can stay here longer and enter into a specialized field of work after they graduate. Now, I'm not really supposed to say this, but what some people have done is once they enter a language school, they get a visa to remain in Japan. And instead of going to class, they spend that time looking for a job. And as soon as they find it, they're out, which is fine because they reached their objective, but I'm sure there's easier ways of doing it. However, there's one thing that I do not recommend if you're thinking about doing it. If you are one of the countries that can come to Japan and stay here without a visa for 3 months, do not think that you will find a job during that time. I know people who have really tried to find a job with everything that they could, every single day, going out there, putting their resumes out there, talking to people, even having some knowledge of Japanese. They were not able to find a job. That is how difficult it is to find a job if you are not sponsored by a visa. However, if you do come to Japan, I'm sure there's many places that you'd like to visit. My top 1 recommendation is Kyoto because it's beautiful and there's a ton of things to see. I'm doing a deep dive into Kyoto right now, so look forward to that. But that's all for today. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you next time.